Hello students, good afternoon to all of you. I am Dr. Sushanta Banerjee. I am here today to talk to you on marketing of library and information products and services. Now, what all I will be covering, let us see that from the beginning. We will be covering today what is marketing, principles of marketing, what is sales, difference between marketing and sale, library marketing, the 4 barriers of library marketing, genesis of public relations in libraries, need of public relations in libraries, methodology for public relations, resources for public relations in libraries. Then we will be discussing some questions, objective type questions, and answers of some short questions. Now, what is marketing? Marketing is a multifaceted process that involves identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' needs profitably. It accomplishes a wide range of activities aimed at promoting products or services, building brands awareness, and ultimately driving sales. Now, marketing involves understanding customer behavior, conducting market research, developing strategies to reach target audience, marketing relationships with customers, and analyzing in effectiveness and marketing efforts through metrics and analytics. It essentially about connecting the right product or services with the right customers at the right time and right place. Now, principles of marketing. Customer orientation. Putting the customer at the center of all marketing activities by understanding their needs, performances, and behaviors. Value creation. Focusing on delivering values to customers through products or services that meet their needs and provide benefits that outweigh costs. Segmentation, targeting, and positioning, which is called STP, dividing the markets into different segments based on characteristics such as demographics, psychographics, and behaviors, selecting the most attractive segments to target and positioning the products or services to meet the needs of those segments effectively. Now it comes product, price, place, and promotion. While considering marketing, these 4 P's, that is product, price, place, and promotion, are very important. We should consider these 4 P's when we do marketing strategies for our libraries. Integrated marketing communication, conducting or coordinating all elements of the promotional mix, that is advertising, public relations, sales, promotion, direct marketing, and personal selling to deliver a consistent and unified message to the target audience. So these all were the important marketing principles, and some more marketing principles that we need to consider are relationship marketing. You know that this is very important now. Creating relationship with the customers is one of the most important aspects in marketing in today's society. Building and maintaining long-term relationships with customers by focusing on customer satisfaction, loyalty, and retention rather than just one-time transactions. Digital marketing, you all know this term now, digital marketing. Earlier it was only traditional marketing, but today's society is the digital society. So digital marketing is very, very important. Leveraging online channels such as websites, social media, email, and search engines to reach and engage with customers effectively in the digital age. Marketing research and analysis. You cannot do anything without the research about the needs of the customers in the market. So marketing research is very important. Conducting systematic search or research to gather data and insights about customers, competitors, and market trends, and using analytics to measure and optimize marketing performances. Ethical and social responsibility. You cannot do only marketing without having ethics or social responsibility. So, conducting marketing activities in an ethical and social responsible manner, considering the impact on society and the environment. Continuous learning and adaptation, recognizing that markets are dynamic and constantly evolving, and being open to learning, adapting, and innovating in response to change, to customers' behaviors, needs, technological needs, and competitive landscapes. So these all were the principles of marketing. Now, sometimes we mix marketing with sale. What is sale, by the way? Sale is the exchange of goods or services for value. When we sell a product, we normally earn a value. So, at its core, sale represents the transactional process where goods or services are transferred from a seller to a buyer in exchange for money, compensation, or other form of values. Transfer of ownership and title. It is not only exchange of money and goods, but it also transfer the ownership and title when we consider sale. Sale entails more than just the transfer of goods. It encompasses the transfer of ownership and title. Upon completion of sale, the buyer gains legal rights and responsibilities associated with the purchased item, while the seller loses those rights. This transfer is often formalized through contractual agreements, ensuring clarity and certainty regarding the terms of the transaction. Meeting of offer and acceptance. A sale is commenced through the meeting of offer and acceptance, where the seller offers the service for a certain price and the buyer accepts this offer, thereby forming a binding contract. This concept is underscore the importance of mutual assent and agreement between the parties involved, establishing the basis for a lawful and enforceable transaction. Economic implication and market dynamics. Sale has a huge implication of economy in the market. So when there is a sale, sales are really important for the economy. And how market behaves. They help business make money, share resources, and encourage competition and new ideas. So, what is the difference between marketing and sales? That I was mentioning in the beginning. There is a difference between marketing and sales. What is the difference as per the focus and the scope? Marketing is about creating awareness, generating interest, and building relationships with customers, whereas sales focuses on converting leads into actual transactions. Activities involved. Marketing involves activities such as market research, branding, advertising, and lead generation, while sales involve direct transactions with customers, negotiation, and closing deals. long-term versus short-term goals. Marketing typically aims for long-term goals such as brand loyalty and customer retention, while sales activities are often more short-term oriented, focused on immediate revenue generation and achieving sales targets. Perspective and approach. Marketing takes a broader view, considering the entire customer journey and experience, while sales are more transactional, concentrating on persuading customers to make a purchase at a specific point of time. Now, the main thing today we'll be discussing is library marketing. You know, there is a saying called, this is truth, everywhere the library members are decreasing. People are not coming to the libraries. So, we need to see how we can improve the users in our library. And marketing is one of the most important tools for the development of the users coming to the libraries. So how do you do that? We do it understanding the audience needs. Library marketing involves learning about what library users want and need, such as books, resources, or services. Just like a store might offer toys and snacks that kids like. Promoting library services, it's about spreading the word to students and community members about all the cool things or important things that the library offers, like story time, little ones, study groups for students, or workshops for adults, just like telling friends about a fun playground or a new game. Creating eye-catching displays, this is very important when you are doing marketing. You need to do a good display in your library. Marketing uses colorful posters, banners, displays to grab attention, like how a birthday party is decorated with balloons and streamers to make it exciting and inviting. Engaging with social media, this is the age of social media, so we cannot deny the engagement with social media for the promotion of library services. Libraries use social media platforms like Instagram and FB to share fun pictures, videos, or programs of the library that is conducting for the promotion of the library. Building community relationship. Without building community relationship, it is impossible for the library to survive. Library marketing thus involves connecting with schools, local business, and community organizations to collaborate on events or share information. So, this is important that we build community connections for the promotion of the library. Now, what are the barriers of marketing of library? It is not easy that we market our library easily. There are several barriers. Among them, I should say attitudinal barrier, structural barrier, systematic barrier, and environmental barrier. These four barriers are most important. What is attitudinal barriers? This is nothing but the librarians do not want to come out from their comfort zone. They feel information professionals, like many other professionals, have been inward looking, happy with and satisfied with limited users. That too, when asked for. To be onward looking from the client's point of view would require them to make a 180 degrees turnaround. Structure wise, the staff which comes into contact with the public for users are the counter clerks. Very less time the users can meet the reference librarians or the librarian. But this changing this situation is not easy, because those who are occupying these spaces, they do not want to move from those places. So it is important that we change that structure, and users can have the chance to meet the librarian and reference librarian. System-wise, libraries and information centers so far have seen more conscious about storage, security, and audit. They do not allow clients or the viewers inside the system. Guarding or protecting the information is more important to them than utilizing it for the satisfaction of the clients. Therefore, any change in the system to make it more client or service oriented would be to ask for both attitudinal as well as structural changes. Environmental barrier. What is environmental barrier? Environment wise, the culture, especially in the developing countries, still believes that information should be free and should be sought by the users themselves. Dependence on government and private grants in many areas is taken for granted. There is no attempt at seeking out users. Marketing and payment for variety of services like education for information, it's considered useless for the giver as well as for the taker of information. Now coming to public relations. Why public relations in libraries? The world today is very competitive. The organizations which are having friendly approach give value to their customers, considering the necessity and requirements of the customers can only survive. Therefore, the need of public relations in a library is unquestionable. Broadly, the need of public relation in public libraries are as follows. Need to establish new image, need to promote understanding and use of library, need to change pessimistic attitude, need to assess the user's demand. Genesis of public relations in libraries coined in the United States in the first quarter of the 20th century. The term public relations essentially meant how a company was perceived by consumers and by the public at large. In many books, the term public relations is traced back to President Thomas Jefferson and his speech to the Congress in 1807. According to Howard Stephenson, the term public relations in its present connection was first used in the Yearbook of Railway Literature in 1897. D. and Reed outlined the development of public relations in the field in 1940. He pointed out how public relations gradually evolved a sophisticated literature covering the practical, theoretical, and ethical aspects. Methodology of public relations. Public relations cannot proceed without the methodology. The main methodology that is used are the spoken word, contact with new media, displays and exhibitions, printed materials, and audiovisual materials. These 5 methods we use to promote public relations in our libraries. Objective of public relations in libraries. The objective of public relations of libraries can be seen as follows. Active dissemination of information, acquisition of complete knowledge of novel and existing library services, influence the attitude of readers, create positive image of the library, create trust and better understanding in the library. So, public relations cannot go by its own. For doing public relations, we need to have some resources. The importance of flow of information between users and the library and staff cannot be ignored. External public relations must be built on good internal public relations. The impact of efficiency of the public relations in the libraries can be measured only after the resources have been acquired and used. The main resources of public relations are library personnel, budget, and effective communication channel. The trained library staff is more important for the public relations in the library. In service training should be imparted to train the library staff. Users surveys give evidence that non-users often feel that the library atmosphere is cold, that the library atmosphere makes the users uncomfortable, adequate budget to implement public relations is very important. Wheeler and Goldhorst suggested in early 1960s that 1% to 2% of library budget be used for public relations activities in the library. An allocation of 2% to 5% of library's budget is now recommended for public relations in the United States. The effective communication channels is the backbone of library public relations. Effective communication includes all techniques of public relations, orientation program, in-service training, print and electronic media. Now, what is the role of a librarian can play as a public relations officer? Even though the idea of public relations is not new in our country, but the public relations officer in a library is missing. So, the librarian of a library should play a role of a public relations officer. So, he has to do a lot of things for the promotion of public relations in his library. Public relations setup helps a library to understand and also to anticipate technological and environmental changes which are likely to have bearing on the management functions of the library. So, when the librarian, who is the manager of the library, has to play this role, promote public relations in his library. Public relations can play a major role in developing favorable equations with each of the various library users. Librarian in the role of public relations officer have to plan and implement integrated communication programs including user orientation and user education programs utilizing public relations techniques for the library. Librarian should be able to demonstrate enthusiasm, creativity and the potential to build an image for him and the library in the context of IT environment. The professional librarians who have acquired the expertise of public relations have achieved excellent results. In the United States, which must be regarded as the home of public relations, many libraries employ people specially trained in public relations work. This leads create a question: should large public libraries in India employ a public relations officer, or the librarian will only act as a public relations officer in his library? Hope I could give you a good idea about marketing, sales and public relations to promote your library. Learners, you must try to practice these techniques to promote your library and get more and more users in your library. When your library is full with users, you will enjoy your service. When your library is full of users, you will see the importance that you get from the community where you are working for. So, public relations and marketing and promotion of your library is very important for recognition, importance and the influence that a librarian should have in his library. So learners, let us sum up what we discussed this morning. As you know, and as I mentioned to you, that all over the world, the users of libraries are decreasing. So this is the duty, primary duty rather, of a librarian to improve this situation. If there is no user in your library, then you will be questioned, why should you be there in your library? Your job will be on a crossroad. So this is really important for you. Consider promotion and marketing along with public relations to promote your library services for the common people as well as for the students. Now, I have mentioned you have to do lot of techniques, promotional techniques. You have to do marketing for your services. But saying one thing and doing is different. Why I am saying that? Because you need to have money or financial support to do marketing or promotion or public relations. That is one another technique we should learn. How to get finance or funding for your library. Please do not always depend on the government fund or fund from government agencies. As a librarian, through your network and public relations, try to get money from other sources also. For example, in your library, you can do a seminar, rather a very big seminar or a workshop by the support of RRRLF. Though it is a government organization, but this organization is meant for the development and promotion of public libraries all over India. They do finance for the promotion of the library services all over India. So make a good proposal and request RRRLF authorities to provide fund for seminars, symposia, or organizing some workshops for your library. This is, I am mentioning, a big event. But if you want to popularize your library among the community people, you can even do some small events. For example, do storytelling sessions where you can involve the junior users of your library, rather the children users or adolescents users for your library program. They will come for this program. You also can involve their parents and their grandparents to promote the services of your library. When they start coming to your library with their grandchildren, they will also be happy, you will also be happy, and the children who are participating in this kind of programs, they will also be happy. So try to do a small book fair in your library. That is not a big deal. You can request some local booksellers or publishers to organize a book fair for your library, and you do the announcements around your library places so that the people can come and can take active part to this kind of book fairs. I am quite confident that people will come and enjoy this kind of activities. These are all the small programs, but this is not all. What is the expectation from a library is the behavior of the librarian and the library staff. They should feel at home. Make your library a very welcoming space for the people who visit your library on a regular basis. They should be feeling homely. They should have a corner to read their books. They can enjoy group discussions. They can enjoy other library related activities. So make those activities for the users of your library. And your behavior for your users should be very good so that they should come and they should enjoy many times in a week. When you are doing this kind of promotional activities, to do this kind of programs and do public relations for your library, and you will get lot of people. Community engagement that I said to you. Let me give you an example. I was visiting a rural library in the district Bishnupur. I was surprised to see a rural library in such a good condition. Then I asked the librarian how this library is so good. He said, I do not depend always on the government grants. Rather, I go to public and ask their help for the promotion and development of the library. This place is a place of cold storages. I ask people to give me money so that I can make developments of my library. And my utter surprise, when I go to the first floor of the library, a rural library, it had a beautifully designed conference hall for the programs with air conditioning. That made me surprised. He said that this is the conference hall which was made with the help of the cold storage owners of this locality. So I would request you to do something of this kind of programs, do public relations, meet people and get them into the board of your library. So I hope that you will consider these suggestions very seriously and will promote your library as per the requirements of the users. Please remember, once again, I would like to mention that your users are your gods. Your users are the people, those who will promote you, make you important, make you influential in your place. So, take the help of the users and make use of the resources of your library. Okay, now let us discuss some multiple choice questions from the discussion that we had just now. What kind of questions can be asked from this discussion? Number one, marketing involves understanding the behavior of the customer, trying to get more money from the customer to compete with the same commodity, to have a big shop in the marketplace. Question 2, principles of marketing involves creating value, creating new products, recruiting new people, introducing new products. Question number 3, difference between marketing and sales. Marketing considers both long-term and short-term goals, while sales consider only short-term goals. Marketing is a management decision, while sales is a decision of the salesman. Marketing is target oriented, while sale is strategy oriented. There is no difference between marketing and sales. Question 4 could be, the term public relations was coined first in the US in 19th century, 18th century, 20th century, 21st century. Question number 5, library marketing is important to create a market for the library, to understand the needs of the library users, to earn profit from library services, to sell the library services. So, these 5 questions you need to go through the discussions, slides, and then see which all are the right answers out of 4. Now, some short questions. What is library marketing? Describe the barriers of library marketing. Suggest how to overcome those. Next question would be, is marketing and sales are same? If not, why not? And the last question that you should consider, why public relations is considered as the library management tools. Mention 3 resources required for public relations in libraries.